Hi to everyone. Uh, what do I? There we go. Ba ba ba. Alright, let me turn the volume down. Okay. Let me check something. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. So sorry about that. Let's do live chat. Wonder why that didn't go through. I'm trying to share a link with you guys. Let me try. Is anyone seeing that? Because it's not popping up. It's so weird. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Why won't it let me? I don't think I can make those changes from here. I was hoping to share the link to my Kickstarter with you guys, but let me try. Let me try something else. Let me try Nightbot. Anyway, so the Kickstarter's just waiting on review right now. And I'm nervous, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking shaking in my boots. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like I put all of that information out there. God, this stylus sucks. Yeah, I put everything out there, and I don't know. Just hopefully it works out. Look at this. Oh, you can't see, obviously. Busted. I don't remember my password for this. Yeah, that's not it. Anyway, yeah, basically, I'm just, I was up until, God, man, I don't even know when. Probably 5 in the morning last night, this morning. Getting everything geared up, you know? Well, let me make sure I can hear. Get everything geared up, you know? Alright, good. So I can hear. Let's go, let's go. Alright, now that's spam. Let's see, sub shelter. Add. Oh my god. Every 5 minutes, yeah. All right, so I just added that timer. So now I gotta go back. This, I guess I'm just testing. I don't know. All right, I want to see. All right, now we should be able to see what happens with that. Hopefully, Nightbot will do its diligence. Let's see. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, Twitch. I prefer Twitch chat to fuck Nightbot. Here, watch Foibles. Here, I'm trying to share this link, right? But the link won't pop up. That's why I put the whole Nightbot thing on. I wanted, because my Kickstarter is being reviewed right now, but I wanted you guys to at least see it, so you can get a look at my campaign, give me some advice. There's already a couple changes I'm thinking to make. I had Fake Wife look at it, and we're gonna try to gear it a little bit more neutral. I didn't write it with the intent to sway one way or the other politically, but according to her, it does. So, Foibles, if you could just type in a few more anything, hopefully Nightbot will get it shit together, because it has the link. It has the link. So I want you to, I want you to be able to take a look at it, but the link needs to pop up. Oh Jesus. Well, you get what you ask for, I guess. So that interval is every 5 minutes. So I guess we're just chilling now. I'm in this weird stage of freaking out, man. Like, oh my god. You know, I thought about it long and hard. There's one of the reward tiers I'm gonna go back and change. Um, the highest reward tier I was initially gonna have at $250. For this, the red, white, and blue cover of the book, and initially I wanted to only make 10 of them, but then, you know, I'm thinking things over last night, and I'm like, dude, maybe I should not. Maybe I should lower the price. And then when I lowered the price and was doing the math, and it's like, I'm not really going to gain a whole lot from that if I lower the price. So I lowered the price and increased the quantity. So what I'm thinking of doing now is going back in, lowering the price yet again, and not lowering the price, lowering the quantity. So I'm probably going to keep the price at 150, but I'm going to change it so that there's only 10 available, because that's what I originally anticipated to do. And I do want to keep it at that. I think if there's 20 of these things flying around, and let's say, God forbid, only 50 people, only 50 people ever buy my book, and 5 of them bought this, that's 10% of all book sales are the limited edition copy. You know, I don't know. It's like I'm just gonna bring the quantity back down to 10. So that's kind of the idea. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me link share. I don't have my iPad, so I've got fake wife's iPad mini, the one that's all cracked and shit. So I don't have access to Discord or anything. Otherwise, I would just message you directly the Kickstarter. So you could take a look at it. I haven't I'm waiting for the approval, which I should hear. They said by the 10th, but I'm pretty sure I should be able to hear back on it a lot sooner than that. So right now I'm just waiting, and it's stressing me out. It's like once I get the approval, I'll kind of dress it up a little bit more, make a couple changes. I do want people's feedback before launching it, but I want to launch it as soon as possible, you know? I really do. But my account's been verified and everything, so the only thing I'm hung up waiting on is the approval of the actual project. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. It's just waiting out the clock. It's Sunday, obviously. For all I know, they could approve it tomorrow. The turnaround's not that crazy long. The one thing I do need to go back and specify is the fact that the book is done. So following like different trends and stuff, following different trends from different people, I kind of figured, okay, where do Kickstarters fail? How are people not raising revenue for this type of project, a novel? And it's weird because some people are asking for a lot less than me. Some people are asking for a lot more than me. Damn, you really turboed that shit. Turboed what? So some people are asking for either more or less, and the numbers that they're pulling in is astronomical. And I'm like, all right, well, where's the trend? How is this, where's the statistics, the math in it? What's the causal link to this level of success? Well, it's pretty much already done. I mean, there was a lot to do, but in the grand scheme of things, you got to remember, I've been working on this for 3 years. Even when I lost all of that stuff, I had lost the revisions. I didn't lose the original rough draft. I just had to go back and redo all the revisions, and the hardest part was the new ideas. So, but that's the one thing I do need to specify. I mention it, but I don't think I hit it close very hard because the number one thing I saw from all the unsuccessful projects, the reason why people didn't get funding, and I believe that this is the reason, because going through their Kickstarter campaigns and, the reward tiers were pretty much like everyone else's. They were their own thing. But the number one causal link that all the unsuccessful novels, the reason why their crowdfunding didn't work out was it all came down to the book wasn't even written. Every single unsuccessful novel publishing category on Kickstarter, all the unsuccessful ones, the one thing that they all shared in common, didn't matter if they got close, didn't matter if they barely made a dent towards their campaign. The number one link between all the unsuccessful Kickstarters is that either in their pitch video or in their actual about section for the campaign, they specified the novel has not even been written yet. That was the number one thing. The number one thing is basically saying, hey, you give me money and then I will write the book. And then God knows whenever the book's done, you'll get a copy. The one bonus of mine is, hey, the book's done. I already found an editor. I'm kind of ready to go. I just need the money to take care of this. So you give me money today and you'll have the book by February. It's a pretty good turnaround. Why is it a good turnaround? Well, the book's pretty much already done. I've got a really good editor. He does this professionally, blah, 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 blah. The dude just needs the money to get started. So if I had the money now, he would already be editing. I don't even have enough to cover a down payment, which is why I had told him we got to wait. So I don't know why Nightbot's not working. Anyway, so there is yeah, I know, fuck Nightbot, but I need Nightbot right now because watch, I'm gonna try to look. Paste. Hold on, paste. Send. It won't let me send the link. I don't know why. It's not letting me show the link, which is really bizarre. And like I said, I can't change it, so there's no option on my phone to change it. There's no option. I have to I guess there's some sort of settings I have to go into. The problem though, if I try to sign in from YouTube from an iPad, it recognizes it as a cell phone. It doesn't recognize it as anything else. So, I mean, there are some things on Shelter I do need that I have been working on in the meantime. Um, is it ready for editing? Yeah. There's like the pre-edit thing, which I've been continuously doing for a while. Just going back grammatical stuff, you know, little things, things that will be picked up during the editing process. But I'm kind of trying to get a lot of it done on my own, so that's one less cost, and you know, it's just gonna make things a lot more streamlined. But you know, like I said, it's basically done. So. Yeah, so if I go to youtube.com, it usually does this strange redirect. Okay, so it says I'm signed in. No, how? No. All right, I'm trying to figure out because I don't use Safari, like because Safari's garbage. But I'm trying to figure out how to. Shit. Yeah, it's giving me like this weird, messed up mobile version. So. What that's, I believe. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Request a desktop site. Let's see what that does. All right, this is going to be kind of the hard part. I guess we're going to go to YouTube Studio. Every time I've tried to go to YouTube Studio, it doesn't work on a tablet. Like even if you request a desktop site, it uses like I think it uses Flash or it uses some HTML5 JavaScript bullshit. It uses some code that the the web browsers on mobile devices aren't able to. Um, fuck man. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have no way of. Hold on, let me try this. I'm gonna try something else. Damn it! What the hell is 7Logics? This is a very old iPad. This is like one of the first iPad minis, so it's like suck ass when it comes to. Alright, let me try this. I'm gonna change my account. Alright, so instead of using my girlfriend's account, I will use mine. You still with me, foibles? Yes, I just signed in from a new account. All right, let me see if this works. Okay, so it works as if I do it. All right, Foibles, let me know if you see that. I mean, according to... Okay, cool. Yeah, so there you go. There's the preview for the Kickstarter. So you can go and take a look at it and then let me know how shit it is. So appreciate it. And I'll just wait here. Ugh, I need to unwind, man. Like, for real, I need to unwind. I'm so fucking nervous. On the bright side, I got really good feedback from my editor from the sample pages I sent him, and he's like, "Yeah, there's some stuff that we can clean up, definitely, but as far as your idea, your story as a whole, like from what I've seen, it's fucking amazing, and I really want to work on it." And I don't know if he's just saying that because he wants to get paid or if he's being sincere, but you never know. I would assume, well, I think it's sincere because that's like his thing. He mainly edits like dystopian, post-apocalyptic stuff. So, and there's another person that I hit up that she's also worked on dystopian novels as well. Yep, the link works. Okay, so what do you think of it? First impressions, I guess. Yeah, there's this other chick that I spoke with, and the problem I have with her editing my book is, I think she's trying to scam me. Because there's different kinds of editing, and the most useless, I mean, I don't want to say it's entirely useless. I don't want to say it's entirely useless, but one of the biggest wastes of money when it comes to the editorial process needs more detail. Okay, give me some feedback. What do you mean when you say that? I have a piece of paper. Oh, I do have paper. Yeah, so in the editorial process, there's different types of editing. There's line editing, there's copy editing, there's developmental editing, which that's like a pretty big one. There's all these different types of editing, right? And then there's the lowest tier of editing, which is not actually editing, but it's a service that you can buy. And this chick wanted to charge me $1,500 in fun pictures. Ugh. Hold on. All right, hit me with that. What do you mean by more detailed reward tiers? Because I thought I was pretty thorough. Um, what do you mean there's no summary of the book? There is a summary of the book. And fun pictures, I have no idea what you mean by that. Like I need to do what like other Kickstarters do on their about page and insert crazy pictures every now and then around it. Oh wait, what? um. Okay. Yeah. Originally, my actual pitch video was 3 minutes and 40 seconds long. I went pretty in depth on the story, like the summary of the story. I didn't like go on and on. Like I scripted the whole thing out, and I just basically kind of gave the intriguing key points that would make people interested in the story. And there's three characters you follow. So after talking with Fake Wife last night, I scrapped that entirely, and it brought it down to like a minute and 40 seconds. I just talked about the campaign, what the idea is for, a little bit about me, and what we're going to use the money for. Clear and to the point for the video. And then in the about section, that's when at the end I start talking about me, but I put the story up front. So what I do need to add is I do need to specify more. Hey, the book's done. I need this for an editor. Blah blah. I do need to make it very very clear that hey, this money is going to be used for the editorial process. It needs to be a choose your own adventure. Can you have that at my desk by Monday? No, choose your own adventure? Hell no. Do you have any idea how long it takes to write one of those? Yeah, if yeah, multiple paths, kind of like that whole Bandersnatch thing from Black Mirror, was a very good glimpse into how difficult it is to not just write but like develop even like multiple storylines. When you branch off and they have these parallel universes, this, that, and the other, it becomes so mind-boggling, you know. Um, let's see. So I think the summary for the most part is good. The backstory, I think I'm gonna change that a little bit. That's basically stuff that you find out in the prologue. Uh, I'm gonna put a link to the first chapter in there, so there will be a Google Doc link of the um, unedited first chapter, so people can kind of get an idea of my writing style. They can get an idea of the story and the setting, because the first chapter is very introductory to the character and the world that he's in Chicago. What do you mean risks and challenges is weak sauce? Do you mean to say that oh you shouldn't put that there because it's actually a Kickstarter requirement you're supposed to put? You got to really throw yourself under the bus. Oh, so I need to be a little bit more hardcore with it. Give me an example. Throw self under. Oh, all right. So, first time author. Got to mention that. Everything is new to me. That's one major risk I should put out there. Yeah, so I'm a first time author. All of this stuff is very new to me. I've done all the research, I've taken all the advice that I can, and I've implemented a tight schedule, blah, 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 blah. So, my thing is if I'm going to talk about a risk or if I'm going to talk about a challenge, I also need to address on how I'm going to combat that. My whole thing is about communication, it's about transparency, and it's about trust. So, Well, actually, so my editor that I'm hiring, it's not just like some random guy I met on the internet. He's fully vetted, and I'm basically going through like a site that acts as a payment threshold between me and him. So even though I have to pay him to get started, that money is essentially put in escrow. Um, so that's the actual website that he has his freelance work under. He doesn't actually get any of the money until the whole thing is completed. So and the site verifies that the work has been done as as well as me too. So that's one of the reasons why Redley. That's one of the reasons why or Readly. Can't remember how's it fucking written. Anyway, Readly. The one of the reasons why I've decided to go with getting a freelance editor through that is because it's a lot cheaper than going through like a editorial publication house, because you're not just the company has to make money. So this way, I just pay the fee, which is it's like $200, and then he charges 2,000 for his service. So the reason why I chose him is because a lot more is involved with him than with the other person. The other person wanted me to pay $15,000. She wanted me to pay her $15,000 just for her to read the damn thing and criticize it. So it's an editorial assessment, which is they read it, they take notes, they highlight certain parts of it, but they change nothing. They offer very minimal advice, like, oh, in this paragraph it sounds like this, but I feel as the reader that it might lead this way. That's it. It's just basically a critique. And I don't want to pay $1,500 for someone to read my work, critique it, and not make any changes. The developmental part of it, developmental editorial, develop. Your page needs jokes. Focus on being ironic and meta to grab the hipster demographic. There are jokes in there. What are you talking about? Well, at least in the about me section. Try to add a little bit of humor. You got to read the about me section. That's where the sob story comes in. Jesus. Print it. What do you mean print it? Dude, I can't find the fucking power cord for my printer. It's here somewhere. I have no idea where. And I hate looking for it. I need to definitely do some spring cleaning. Like, there's just so much shit that I gotta go through and just fucking get rid of. And I do it like every like 4 or 5 months. I'll do a deep clean of everything that I own, and I start off just by tossing shit, just getting rid of it. One of the big things that I've always wanted to do is I've always wanted to go through every document, every minor spelling error. Oh, point that out real quick. If you can point that out, I can. Because I was on, I wrote that on Google Docs because the editor, when you write out your about section, the whole campaign thing, that section when you write it on Kickstarter, there's no spelling and grammar check. So I wrote it instead on Google Docs, and I checked it on Google Docs. There wasn't a single error according to Google Docs. So, which I know, it's not entirely, it's definitely. All right, all right. The way you wrote that doesn't make any sense to me. Hold on. What do you mean? At the end. Because with the apostrophe, it means it's what is it? The apostrophe means it grants ownership to the inanimate object or whatever it is referring. So that's usually like the shorthand way. So are you talking about ownership of something? Like it's a emotion, whatever, or are you talking about it's like I don't know how to describe it. Someone had explained it to me in the past that it made perfect sense, but I'm having a hard time explaining it now. Oh, that's very debatable. I see what. All right, with that, I see what you mean. I think it's awesome. So, all right. So the first one, they both mean it is. Both of them mean exactly the same thing. They're both shorthand for it is. Um, I think it's awesome. I think it is awesome. I think shelter is awesome, right? And then the other one, I think it's awesome. I think it is, or it's, referring to ownership. So that's what the apostrophe. Not debatable at all. They don't. Look, if it makes you sleep better at night, I'll make the change, but it's not possessive in this case. See, I don't have it in front of me, so I have no idea what I wrote. And I don't know which one you think is correct. Because since you wrote them both side by side, it means nothing to me. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why I'd rather like have a conversation over voice than with text. But we got to do what we got to do for the time being. So, given said that, what the hell are you talking about? It's equals it is. All right. All I need from you is write out one of two things. Write this or write that. That's all I need. That because this is confusing my brain right now. Um, what you think the change should be? Because right now I don't know what is written, and I don't know which one you think it should be. Just I'm just going off of the wording here because I don't have. Okay, I don't have it in front of me to compare, so it's really fucking up the my perception on the conversation. So the other one. All right, I'll make the change, but I don't know. I'm just going off of. It is confusing. English is like one of the hardest fucking languages for no reason. Wish to God I could find the damn receipt for this table and this chair. I have it somewhere. I wonder, because I do plan on taking it back now that everything's pretty much done. Oh, now Nightbot wants to roll in. That's great. All right, so risks and challenges, and need to throw myself under the bus. I have that written down. Fun pictures. I don't really have the means to make pictures or anything flashy. I mean, I guess I probably could, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see because I don't really. Yeah, I can't do dank names. Um, More detailed reward tiers. Let's talk about that. So, what's wrong with the reward tiers? So, since you scroll down and you got a better look at them, are they not detailed enough? Because I have no idea how to add more detail than that. Um, Another thing I want to do was an FAQ page, but I don't think I can actually do an FAQ page until it launches. Because one of the FAQs is like, hey, other Kickstarters offer posters, T-shirts, lapel pins, and all this other kind of crazy reward tiers. How come you're only offering the book? And it's like, well, I'm only offering the book because I'm trying to maximize the amount of revenue that I have for the publication of it. If I offer too many crazy rewards, then the majority of the funds that I raise will go towards fulfilling rewards rather than actually taking care of the book. So, because I was doing the math on it, and as is, even with the reward tiers how they are, I'm pretty tight within my budget. So at $3,500, originally I was gonna put 3,000, but I already submitted it with 3,500. But so I did the math, and with 3,500, that should cover all the core things. It'll cover the editing, include a dog in the profile. I don't have a dog. Um, that's a good profile pic too. I don't have. All right, so that'll cover editing. That'll cover ISBN registration. That'll cover copywriting costs. Um, it'll cover registration for Ingram Spark so that there's a hardcover copy version of it. Get one, it matters. I can't have a dog. My apartment complex does not allow dogs. So, sorry. If everything goes well next year and I move out of here and I can get a fucking house, then yeah, I'll definitely get a dog. But not until it's finance and not in, I don't even know anybody that lives out here in Vegas that has a dog. No. No. I don't need to. No. No animals. Um. Oh yeah. So yeah, as is with the, if I can raise the minimum, that'll cover the reward tiers and it will cover all the basic stuff for the book to be released. That's if I keep to a razor thin budget, which that's the plan. It's not like I'm gonna fucking go out and use this money for anything else. I want this fucking book released. You feel me? So, um, what else? There was another thing. 3,500 will cover it. So anything beyond that. Now, I don't reckon that I'll do gangbusters. I think that if I'm lucky, I'll meet the minimum. Um, I'm confident, but dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm fucking nervous as fuck. Like, what if what if like only 10 people donate? Like if I'm lucky and barely like it barely makes $500 or some shit. It's like fuck, you know. I don't see a penny of that because it's everything or nothing basically. I agree with the fact that I should run an ad. No, I can't. Nope, can't take out a small loan. That's too risky. I don't know enough to market um, a Kickstarter program. I was thinking of putting probably about 30, $40 into Facebook advertising, the Kickstarter page while it's up. Same with like YouTube as well. Um, but but I don't know because that's a lot of money and I'm like extremely strapped for cash right now. So, as for taking out a small loan, I'm fully 100% debt free. I'm not a student though. Also, I think I might owe Wells Fargo money. I'm not sure. It wasn't on my credit report, but I remember I left them and I might have been negative in the account at the time. I don't remember. But um yeah, no loans, no loans. That's a big I just paid off all of my debt this past year. So, my Credit Karma is now showing I owe nothing. The only debt that I have is well, technically there's two. There's Kohl's Capital. Well, there's Kohl's, my Kohl's card, which that we're on a settlement thing with payments. That's $50 a month, and that's six payments at $50 a month. I've already paid him $100, so that's almost done. And then there's the other one. What's the other one? Oh, my student loans, which right now I'm in the process of getting them out of default. So once I get those out of default, then I'll be able to become a pro gamer girl to pay for printing and publishing. Can't do that either. One, I'm not a girl. Red blooded American, born a man, always will be a man. And, you know, um, I don't really have, I can't really stream games, which sucks. I've tried streaming from the iPad, which it technically is possible, but it's so finicky. It's basically unmanageable. So because if anything happens on screen other than the game, it instantly closes down the stream. It's really weird how they have it set up. It's a weird. It acts like it's screen sharing, but it live streams whatever's on your screen, but it can only handle one application at a time. So if I'm in the middle of a game and I get a notification, instant notifications off. It when you turn off notifications, it just stops showing them to you. It doesn't mean that you don't get them. You still get notifications. So if one comes in instantly, if anything on the iPad happens outside of what you're currently doing in the app, like if you accidentally like scroll too far on the bottom and it pulls up the taskbar, it'll automatically kill the stream. I've done tests and shit on it. It's just not worth it. Also the audio quality very rough. So the way the audio works is it doesn't separate your microphone from the in-game audio. So when you're playing the game, whatever game might be on the damn iPad, when you're talking, it mixes with the game audio. And if you turn the audio levels down for the game, it also turns the mic volume down as well. So basically, it's so shit, dude. Like I've tried, and it's like, well, it's 2019. Why can't this shit be fucking easy, man? Could always. Oh shit. Well, I'm not gonna see that for a while, but thank you. Jesus Christ, you didn't have to do all that. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. All right, so I'm gonna classify that as a donation for the for shelter. So, Jordan, hit me up on Instagram at Mace Valor. That way I can get your details. So when the book is released, I'll send you a signed hard copy. Looks like this. Just an FYI. So you'll get a cover. You're gonna get a copy of this one. Oh, and you know, Foibles, you already know which copy you're getting, so I don't really got to tell you. Yep, like I said, hit me up on Instagram, and I'll make sure that you get that. Much appreciated. Was not needed. Was not necessary. But hey, all the same, I appreciate it. This is the one Foibles is getting. Hold on. Typo misspelling on the Kickstarter page. Against all the difficulties life has thrown my way, I prevailed. Is that the correction, or is that... Hello. Send me a signed one because I'm awesome. We're running a campaign here. Oh shit. Should be prevailed. Oh, okay, that's definitely... Hold on. Alright, let me circle that. And then... Oh yeah, that's definitely Google. That's definitely Google Docs fucking that shit up. And I'm supportive emotionally. Once again, hit me up on Instagram and maybe we'll work things out. I don't know. But it's unfair to send out free copies when there are people that are actually donating. And that's worth more than any monetary amount. Like and subscribe. Oh, let me yeah, basically right now we're going, here's the preview of the Kickstarter, and what we're doing is we're just simply going over it. We're going over the Kickstarter. We're kind of critiquing the Kickstarter campaign. Foibles is breaking down all my errors. That way, before I actually launch it, you know, I don't look like a complete asshole. Okay, I'll think about it. Word diggity. So Jordan. I don't even have a last name. That was very random. Yeah, get to work, Nightbot. That's what I'm talking about. I don't fucking Nightbot always pisses me off. It doesn't like, and you would think that YouTube would have like, or even Twitch would have their own automated bots, you know, because then it would just work natively. All right. I'm telling you, AI is just not there yet. Let's see. Foibles 150 limited. Oh wait, technically, hold on. Technically, Foibles is getting 2 copies of the book because that particular, well, everyone gets the ebook. That's kind of regardless. So you're also getting a signed hard copy because that particular reward tier, you also get that. Shit, that hurt. I just hit my ankle on the bottom of my chair. Oh, one thing I do need to Google. So technically 3 copies. So Jordan's getting 2. He's getting the ebook plus a signed hard copy of the book. Damn, that fucking hurt. Oh, I hit my ankle like right in one of the wheel things. Why is that the only thing that Nightbot is saying? That did not feel good. Oh yeah, and before I have to do a purge. You know, I was debating on delisting a bunch of stuff on my YouTube channel. I still might, but not like everything. I think my live streams I'll delist, but like I'll private them. But all my other regularly scheduled uploaded stuff, the stuff that I've actually worked on, I'll keep up. Nightbot is a lazy asshole. But the one big thing that I need to do is I need to purge my Twitter because I've said some. I'm not gonna lie. I've said some stupid shit to some stupid people. Like the owner of or the CEO of It Works. I've I've said quite a few choice things about her her running a fucking really god awful MLM that is just one giant scam. So I've had a few choice words for her. Um, I've said some pretty mean things to AOC. Whether they're true or not, it's not the most polite thing in the world. Oh, FYI. Yeah, I wanted to mention this too, since I'm on here with you guys. I'm gonna be once the Kickstarter is launched, I will be streaming every single day during the entirety of the Kickstarter campaign. So from I think it's like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. one of the two. Between 7 and 9 is when it will start. But I'm going to be live streaming every day until the campaign is complete. And I'm doing that on Twitch. So just an FYI for you guys, letting everyone know that that's where I'm gonna be. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So. So if you guys want to come next week, when you guys want to watch the live streams, it's going to be on Twitch. It's just going to be easier for me. So just if you want to watch those live streams, the Twitch live streams are very different from the YouTube ones, because the YouTube ones, it's very like I'm just sitting here chit chatting with the fan base, the people that have come to my YouTube channel. We've had discussions about the gig economy and becoming successful in life, and pushing through the struggles of living in this crazy world, and making something of ourselves. We bitch, we moan, we complain, but we kind of vent to one another and share our shared experiences of what we do for a living. So that's basically YouTube. Twitch, on the other hand, it's a whole different beast. We have the show I Will Argue with Anyone About Anything, which is basically a variety show where we talk about whatever the hell is on our minds. So I got to dress it up a little bit so I don't get too many trollish people. But the main idea is to do it for promotion for Shelter. Yeah, but at the same time, I enjoy streaming on Twitch. We have a good time. Oh, goody. Well, hopefully by that time, I'll have an actual laptop where I can bring people back onto the program. I really miss doing that. I love doing that. That was probably the best time when we would actually get people on and we would actually have conversations. I got some good notes here. So there are some edits I'm going to be doing on this, so thank you for that, Foibles. It's been a crazy year, man, 2019. It's been a crazy year. I'm telling you, man, this year, it's like I've made a lot of progress forward, and I'm just at like the end of it, a lot of chapters in my life have closed this past year. I finally got rid of Bold and Brash. What do you mean? I finally got rid of a whole bunch of debt that was hanging over my head for the longest time. I've improved my credit score, and I'm on track to actually be able to be more successful in life. A lot more doors are opening. My credit score is still shit, but it is a lot better than it was a month ago, a lot better than it was 6 months ago. So give it time, it's improving, especially now that there's no debts owed, other than the student loan thing. But the number one thing is getting that out of default. Once that's out of default, then I start making regular payments on it. Moving on up. Yeah. I'm totally stoked for it. And, none of this would have been possible, had it not been for having a good support system. It's like the same thing I said in my Kickstarter bio, the About Me section. As much as I think I'm like the most awesome, invincible mother effer on the planet, I would be nowhere if it wasn't, for the people that help support me along the way. And I try to be able to do that in my own way back, But I'm not very good at it. Yeah, so a lot of those debts that I had kind of came up when I got out of the military. Um, Especially, there was a garnishment I got from the child support thing. That's what led me into the gig economy, because working a regular 9 to 5 job, I was making no money. They were taking so much. It's like, how am I supposed to like survive when they're taking like the vast majority of my paycheck? Like, I can barely afford to fucking drive to work. you know, let alone bills, food, etc. And so I got into the gig economy because you're self-employed. There's no payroll intermediary. The money goes straight to you, so you just pay everything at the end of the year and when you do your taxes. So for years, all of my taxes would that I would have gotten. So when I was getting the garnishments, they would take the money out each month, and then at the end of the year, if when I would get my tax return, they would take 100% of it. And the interest rate was so incredibly high. I think it was like 18 or 20%, something like that. It was so incredibly high that I was not touching the principal whatsoever. Everything that I was paying into was paying into the interest, and it was barely making a dent. Even with all my payments, even with taking my tax return, the numbers were still going up. So it's like there wasn't jack shit that I could do. And then finally we got that taken care of, and we make a very long story short. There's different ways we could have gone about doing it. I did it the quickest way possible. Paid $1,500 out of pocket, everything I had at the time, to basically make the whole thing go away. Together, me and my ex-wife went in. We zeroed out the entire account, and that was that. So because she knew how bogus it was. She knew that I had been paying child support, and she shouldn't have opened the damn case in the first place. But she didn't want to get caught up in anything. So it's like, all right, instead of turning you in for fraud with that long, lengthy process, let's just zero it out, call it even, and then I'll pay whatever remainders for the state, which is $1,500. $1,500.75, because after I paid the $1,500, they gave me a letter saying that's nothing. You owe zero now. Congratulations. A month later, I get a bill for 75 fucking cents. So what did I do? I paid the 75 cents, and now I'm just waiting for it to fall off my credit report. So, because it shouldn't be there in the first place, especially since we zeroed it out. So I'm not sure when they take it down if they're also going to remove the history, because it shouldn't have been there in the first place. So I have to wait until November when Riverside County actually does that, because they have like a 90 day business 90 business day policy before they report anything like that, just in case anything comes up. So what I got to do is I got to go take care of that. Once November hits, I see them close it off, because it's still listed as open, but it's at a zero balance. So once they close it off, then I got to see if I can have it removed entirely. If I can have that removed entirely, that entire history, oh my God, it'll jump my credit score. Not like to, oh my God, you're at like an 800. No, it'll jump it up probably a good 30, 40 points. So, and that's still a lot. These are federal student loans. Federal student loans, they basically last as long as you do, as long as you're alive, because it's federal and it's backed by the American taxpayer. They don't just magically go away. That's the shit part about federal student loans, is if you take them out, they're fucking yours until you cover them. So they already defaulted. I'm doing an income-based payment plan on them. So every month they take out a certain amount. I don't think student debt will, but I think they'll get deleted once they're settled. Yeah, what you said. Yeah. The good news is that student loans do not survive you. It's really weird, because there are some really strange debts that can be passed off to your next of kin. So, for example, like in those situations, they're usually tied into something else. So it's not like, oh, I owe a credit card, therefore I die, and my son gets that debt. No, it's usually tied into some sort of asset. So let's say, for example, I owned a house, and for like 4 or 5 years, I never paid my property taxes. Well, if I die, the beneficiary of my estate, if they get my house, then they also get tacked on the debt that's associated with that house. It's like an asset-based tax penalty or some shit like that. God, how do I I sometimes I feel like I don't know shit. But then there are like certain weird things that I've learned throughout watching videos on YouTube or talking with my loan advisor. And there's just little nuggets of information that in my current situation are so fucking useless, but it's nice to know for the future, I guess. But my number one thing is I want to make sure I can give the best life possible for my boys. And I'm going to do that. And that's kind of what shelter's all about. Shelter, releasing shelter is a means so that I can provide more for my kids. You know, the whole idea of publishing it the way that I am is to maximize the revenue that I can get from it. Um, but then there's like the personal element of it. Oh, okay, do your thing, bud. There's the personal element of it, is that I want to finally complete something. I've been writing for years. This thing is just fucking filled with shit that I've written over the years, different stories and myriad of different tales of adventures and blah 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 blah. And it's like I'm at the point where it's like I've written this much. It's the most I've ever written on a single story. I'm so invested in it, and I've spent so much time and care on it, going back and forth and fine tuning things just right. And oh man, it's like I just want to have that personal internal feeling of completing it and having it out there in the world. It's like, let's say I put shelter out there and it just tanks, right? It's bad reviews, people don't want to buy it, and let's say I make probably a few $100s off of it, right, in the lifespan of it. I'll still feel successful because I'll have gone the distance essentially. I would have started from point A all the way down to the end, and I would have done this whole thing. Okay, that was my internet kicked out. It does that. I don't know why. My internet just it's like it's like every 45 minutes or so my internet will just disconnect from my phone. I don't get it. My Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi. So there's it doesn't even tell me who's actually watched. I think on you how am I going to say this? Um I know on the desktop version you can literally see who's watching, but see if I can pull that up. Maybe the desktop version in Safari will show me something. All right. Let's see where those are comments. Where? It's not showing me the live chat. That's bizarre. Request desktop site. All right, let's take a look. And I think it's still loading the mobile page. Wait, hold on. Okay, so it changed. All chat, live chat. Participants. Just Foibles and Mace Valor. Joseph, what's up, dude? My dog. All right, hold on. Here is there's the oh, there you go, guys. That is the Kickstarter campaign preview. It's not finalized yet. I wanted to kind of discuss it with you guys, kind of do a little back and forth. That way, when it is ready to launch, that it's presentable as fuck. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to go ahead and take a look at that, it's got my about section, like all the parts of the campaign. And we would basically just go over it. God, wow, that is like getting really hot. This is my girlfriend's iPad. Mine's my son's playing his children learning words thing on it, so yeah, so go ahead and get a gander at that bad boy and let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Joseph, I was actually thinking about you last night when I was establishing the whole Kickstarter campaign. Because so here's the deal. And this is another reason why I want to kind of discuss this with you guys. I know I have a pretty good amount of people that are subscribers on the channel, people that have come up into the live streams, people I've had crazy conversations with, and they all live in Europe. A couple in Australia. So as of right now, there's only foibles. There's only one reward tier that ships out of the U.S., and that's the highest reward tier, which I don't expect that if you guys want a copy of the book that you would pay that much money just to get a copy of it. So, and I would understand that if you would want a physical copy and you would want to donate back to the project, that you would do it at probably one of the more reasonable, lower price tiers. Because of shipping costs, I decided not to make it available outside of the country. So, what I was thinking, because there's a shipping option. If I need to ship the item outside of the US, I can put in for shipping on that. And I was thinking, okay, if someone like, let's say Joseph, for example, wants me to mail him a copy of the book and he wants to donate and everything, because he lives outside of the US, it's going to cost X amount of dollars to the product to him, the book. I want to make sure he gets a copy, and if he wants to donate, cool. But it's going to, that's, if without covering that shipping cost, the shipping alone would kind of negate any. Right. So that's one thing that I was saying. International people people that live internationally that want to be a part of the Kickstarter campaign and want to donate to the cause of getting the book published. In order for that to become a reality, the shipping would be a factor. Anyone that lives internationally, I would have to tack on like an extra $20 just because of shipping costs. So I'm trying to kind of narrow it down even still, because it's just a damn book, right? But most once I get the actual dimensions of the book, then I'll have a better idea. Right now, based upon my estimations, it's about $7 to ship one copy of the book. But once it's finished editing and the pages are formatted, I'll know what size the actual physical book will be, and I can get a better indication of costs on shipping on that. So, I mean, here's what I'm saying. Someone that lives internationally, would you be opposed to pay for shipping? Oh, and you guys always know. You guys can hit me up on Instagram. It's probably one of the easiest ways to. Well, it's standard in the U.S. for me, but I'm saying internationally. Um, I've talked to some people on some forums that have kind of done the same thing. They published their book. They self-published their book. They raised the funds through Kickstarter, and that was one of the issues that they ran into was international. I like the personal promo touch on the Kickstarter link. Nice word structure for real. Oh, what do you mean? Which personal touch? Yeah, so like I was saying, all the people that I've talked to in the past months, they've all said that from the U.S. internationally shipping their book was an issue. So that's why I need to look at it ahead. Um, you know, because I just want to do it right. I don't. The last thing I want is to not be able to fulfill rewards. That's the number one thing because I have to I've budgeted it out. From the money that I will be getting from the Kickstarter. Kickstarter is going to take basically 10%, and then I'm left with 90%. Of that 90%, a good 30% up to 40%, depending on how I can handle the shipping of of that amount that I had raised is literally going to go towards fulfilling rewards. That leaves me with between 50 to 60% left over to actually fund the book. And that is doable. Um, and these numbers are extremely conservative. If I were to, try to pinpoint them down a little bit more, I think it's closer to probably 20 to 25% to cover the reward tiers, because it's like how you grew up, your backstory, your family story. Very rare authors put all that in. You should grow up. Oh yeah, yeah. I put it out there because it's me. That's who I am. That's basically what the book is represent. It's inspired by a lifetime of. Yes. Thank you. I guess I don't know how else to say it, but appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Foibles. He left some really good notes for me. I wrote down. I don't know. I still have a few more days before it goes live, so I'll probably do a little bit more research, see if I can probably find some shipping method that is appropriate, so I can enable international shipping, because I don't want to close out people outside of the U.S. that would want to read the book. So I think I can manage that. Oh, and the ebook is going to be, was it Mobi format, which is for Kindle, but I'm also going to have a PDF of it. So for people that don't have a Kindle or whatever, then they can still at least read the PDF version. I mean, I wouldn't read a PDF version, but that's just me. It's too much strain on my eyes. When I read it, I always read it on a Kindle just because it's easy on the eyes. So reading on like a bright OLED or even LCD display, it just, the light kills me. I mean, I have a Kindle Paperwhite, and the light helps when you're reading in the dark, but it's natural. It feels very natural when you read. Yeah, I feel you. I totally feel you with the PDF thing. That's just an option. Yeah, the whole PDF thing is just to have an option, because some people may not have a Kindle, and they're like, "Well, I want to read the book. I want to donate the minimum $5 for an ebook, but I don't have a Kindle. I don't have the app. I don't have an account. Can you send a PDF instead?" So just to kind of make things easy. I want to have options like, "Oh, well, here, let me send you a PDF version instead." Just I want to make sure whoever donates, that's the number one thing is that when everything is said and done, anyone that donates to this campaign, that I make sure that they get whatever reward they want. Absolutely. Bottom line. You know, if you donated for a hard signed copy, you're going to get a hard signed copy. If you donated for an ebook, you're going to get an ebook. If you donated for, you know, whatever, I want to make sure that you get it. That's kind of why we're having this conversation now, is I'm trying to bounce around ideas, see what's feasible. And, you know, you're right. Maybe I should open up internationally, and I should just, you know, probably take a couple hours to research estimates for how much it would cost to ship internationally. You know, that way I can, you know, at least put a round number. For example, everyone that donates as is for a physical copy, they have to pay shipping. But I put the shipping at $5, which is actually less than it will actually cost me to ship, unless I can make it cheaper. So the reason why I, you know, right now my quotes are about $7.46, whatever. That was from USPS, flat rate. And then I thought, well, once I get the dimensions, if I can weigh it, well, the thing with the flat rate is it does arrive a lot sooner. So when you do pay a little extra, it kind of works out. But when you're dealing with it in mass like this, with this number of volume of books, you know, I want to make sure that people can get this by February, because, like I said, it's ready for editing. And my editor said it's going to take me 30 days to do the first edit. We go over it, and then within the next 2 to 3 weeks after that, all the finalization of the editing will be complete, and then we can send it off for formatting. Once it's formatted for the right dimensions of the book, then you publish it. That's it, you know. So all the hard work is done. We're literally in the final stages of it. And, you know, this, you know, the editor that I've chosen, he's worked with many New York Times best-selling authors in the past, and, you know, he's got great reviews, and hey, I really want to work with him. So we'll kind of see where it goes. All right, so you guys gave me a lot of nuggets to chew on. Let me write down international shipping. Whoops. All right, so these notes I'll definitely address. I don't know if I can address them now or until I hear back from Kickstarter. I'm not sure if I can edit my campaign while they're reviewing it, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll give you guys the last word. Let me know what you guys got. Thoughts, complaints, gripes, moans, bitches, whatever, you know. Ah, shit. Well, it's already cracked. Who cares? All right. I hear my kid crying. So, hey, you guys are the best. I appreciate it. Jordan, thanks for the dono. Once again, it means a lot. This is Orajel because long story short, my teeth are all jacked up and I'm too poor to afford dental insurance. That's the long story short. I'm in the middle of working on that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your taking the time to look at the Kickstarter page. Thanks for giving me some tips, some advice. Thank you, Foibles, for, you know, your critiques and arguing with me over fucking grammar, because grammar sucks. As always, I'm your so glorious and beloved Mace Valor, signing off.